the entire right wing in this nation up in arms. Oh, $20 an hour. Oh, the economy is going to collapse. Oh, look, man. And they're blaming, the liberals are going to destroy this country. Look, $20 an hour is $160 a day. Okay? Minus your FICA taxes and the rest of the taxes that take out. So let's say you take home $120 an hour. $120 per day in an 8-hour shift. Please enlighten me. Please enlighten me. Where is it in the United States that you can live on $120 a day and you can live comfortably? I'll wait. That's $600 a week. Rent for one person right now, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, did the calculations. They're pretty good at math, okay? I'm just saying. I don't even have to tell you who the MIT is. In Florida, a Republican state, okay? The so-called party of family values that doesn't give a shit if you can support your family or not, that turned down a gift, billions of dollars worth of free money from the federal government to expand Medicaid for the poor. They don't give a shit about the poor. Pro-life. They're really not. As soon as a black person gets charged with a crime, they start screaming death penalty. So they just came out with a study. You need over $21 an hour for a single man in the state of Florida to be able to afford life here. Now, that doesn't include, going out partying, drinking, none of that shit. That's just basic, housing for one person, food, insurance, clothing, gasoline, blah, 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 the insurances, the works. Basic living in the state of Florida, just to survive, is over $21 an hour, okay? Now, people say, businesses. Look, if your business model is relying heavily on paying people, meaning exploiting people, then your business model stinks. Okay? I got the guy behind me. As soon as I put my signal, it was like 50 yards, 75 yards behind me. As soon as I put my signal on, they accelerate. I just love those when you're following, somebody cuts you off and they got the little Jesus fish or the, Jesus loves you shit. They're the worst. But anyways, so if your business model relies on exploiting people, your business model stinks. You're not a business person. You're just an exploitative person. Okay? If that is the main source of your profits, meaning paying people shit money, you stink as a business person. Okay? I always told the people that I managed when I managed sales teams and I was in the corporate world. I always told them, it's like, number one, if I catch you lying to people, I'm gonna fire you immediately. Okay, that's number one. And the number one thing I wanted for my salespeople is for them to sell a lot of whatever we were selling, the service, an item, a combination of both. Why? It's obvious. Your business is to sell. You want them to sell as much as whatever it is you're selling. So they can make as much money as they can, make a living without harming others. So, anyways, I got a phone call. So, I always tell people that, well, man, that was a tight curve, tight turn. So basically, the argument is that if you go ahead and increase the pay of the workers, the economy is going to collapse. Okay, let's analyze that. So, whenever you have a CEO that's tens of millions of dollars
You've got mail.
per year, nobody bats an eye. No one, especially the Republicans. Because, you know, the CEO, the one dude, the one guy, it's always a guy, almost always a guy. Almost always one dude making $33 million in 1 year. Their argument is that it has no bearing on the company's performance. However, a guy that makes $20 an hour, which is take home around $600 per week, all of a sudden that guy is destroying the company. Okay, so I know what people say, well, it's not just one guy, it's a bunch of people. Well, let's analyze that. You have, say you have 500 employees. In order for society to give that company, those employees, with an education, healthy, able to speak a language, with experience, they've been housebroken. In order for that to happen, society has to invest in the following. We need to invest. Number one, let's just take one person, me. It's just me. Okay, so from the time I was born until I left my house, and I left my house early. I left my house at 17. My family had to feed me, clothe me, house me. They had to pay taxes. They had to, and that's expensive. They had to pay child care, somebody to babysit me, take care of me. Each one of the teachers for those 12 years that I went from K to 12, each one of those teachers needed to be educated. Somebody had to pay for the teachers that educated those teachers. Somebody had to pay for the police to protect the society, those teachers, so they could go home safely. Somebody had to take care of the roads, the stoplights, the signage, all the signs on the highways, the electricity on those poles, the military to protect, allegedly to protect, that's another story. And then you have to multiply how many teachers it takes to educate one person and how much it takes to educate each one of those teachers. And then also, while we were working, while our parents were working, they were paying Social Security, which means that money that they were paying into Social Security was being used to pay the Social Security checks of the old people. Because people think you go to Social Security and you cast away all the money that you're going to get in checks. That's not how it works. It's pay-as-you-go system. So right now I'm working and I'm paying, and I'm right now, I don't know if it's illegal to make a video, but I'm not looking into the camera. But driving, I'm spending gasoline. I'm beating up my car. And every gallon that you pump of gasoline is got like 60 some cents of taxes each gallon. The whole 9 yards. So everything pays taxes so that society can keep running and continue to prepare those workers for those corporations, so that those corporations can buy off their politicians and convince them that it's a good thing to give them $2 trillion in tax giveaways, meaning they're not going to pay taxes because they bought off the Republican politicians under Trump, and they've been doing that forever, and deregulate everything so they can predate upon us. Both parties do that, and then collapse the economy when they go under junky spending and their junky capitalist, predatory capitalist sprees of pissing away gazillions of dollars and buying their own stock back, and then not paying a red cent on those stock buybacks because they consider that they paid off the politicians to say that, hey, we can buy the stock back and you can't charge us taxes on the money we use to buy the stock back, and then we can claim a loss too. So you see, and then on top of that, the CEOs and the big shareholders, not the Joe Blow that's got 10 or 50 shares of a stock that's worth, $5 or something like that, talking to big boys for the hedge funds, and they don't pay any transaction fees, and they hide everything overseas, and every fucking trick on the book to not pay taxes, and it's legal. But you and me are paying an effective tax rate, sometimes up to 34% if you were one of the high earners. And then all of a sudden, you want to tell me that the person flipping your burgers is the one responsible for a business going bankrupt after they've done all of those things? See, this is a problem with predatory capitalism, and the operant term, the important term is that predatory. You can't allow predatory capitalism to happen, because what happens with predatory capitalism, it devolves into Darwinism, survival of the most brutal. And if you want to see the effects of unchecked, unbridled, pure capitalism, all you have to do is take a flight right now to Haiti. That is pure capitalism. Haiti, people think Haiti is an anarchy. It's not. Haiti has a structure right now. It's governed by gangs. Okay? There is a structure. There's not anarchy. There's no anarchy. People confuse terms. Look up what anarchy means. Real anarchy. People think communism is something that it's not. They've never read a page out of Marx. I disagree with Marx in many things, especially about the revolution part and stuff like that, and some other areas. But some of the concepts are useful, and we as a society in the West apply some of those to our society. I'm driving over a road that's made possible because of a measure of socialism. We all pay into it, we develop it, we pay taxes, and the funny part is that this politicians, especially the right wing, the Republican, the modern Republican, because people don't understand, it's like the Republican Party of Eisenhower, it was a socialist Democrat philosophy behind Eisenhower's. Go ahead and look it up. Look up the platform of the Republican Party under Eisenhower, and you'll see it looks almost identical to Bernie Sanders. political platform. Go read it. And in his farewell address, Dwight Eisenhower, the God of War in World War II, the supreme Allied commander who saw more war than any of us, who saw the atrocities of fascism and the Nazis, who forced this, who made sure that his soldiers documented the atrocities, the horrors that the Nazis bestowed upon the people in the concentration camps. And he knew, he had the vision to say, I want to make sure this is documented so that other humans and other fascists don't say, hey, this never happened. Here it is. Here's the proof on camera, on video. Okay? Like the Republicans are doing now with their book banning and their banning of teaching of the real history of racism in Florida and the rest of the fascist trash that they're pushing, the agenda they're pushing. So you see, when it comes to blaming someone for society's demise, we don't need to look to a fast food worker. By the way, I don't know if you've ever worked at a fast food restaurant. It's one of the most grueling and brutal jobs you've ever had. Go ahead, stand 8 hours a day on top of that fucking fryer, stand 8 hours a day messing with chicken, breading it. I worked, and I was a kid. That was my first on the books job, because I've been working since I was a kid, on the farm and stuff. I grew up on a farm in the mountains of Puerto Rico. So we got taught how to dig stuff and, how to plant stuff and agricultural stuff. They taught us. But I remember Bojangles. Bojangles was my first job in Titusville. And I remember it was a part-time after school. And when I finished, I was spent. And I was a kid. I was 15 years old, man. 15, 16. Let me tell you, that was brutal. And I was a monster. I was in shape. I was in the swim team. Let me tell you, I was a strong kid. But working in fast food industry is really hard. And just I don't feel I don't feel sorry for those people. Look, this corporations, McDonald's, it cost them, what is it, 27 cents for a Big Mac? It's pure profit. It's just that they want to continue their addiction to greed, their addiction to pissing money away for their stock buybacks, to not paying taxes. That if you really want to look at who needs to start paying, if you want to see why people are pissed off, you're pissed off at the wrong person. First of all, outlaw buybacks. Or if you're going to buy your own stock, fantastic, but you're going to pay taxes on the money that you got out of, you took revenue, you made a profit. You can't use it to buy your own stock back and say, oops, that was part of my operating expenses. No, it was not. It's a racket, motherfucker. I don't have to pay for your fucking artificially, propping up your stock, your stock value. You're supposed to be fucking doing what it is that you're enterprised in doing. So if you sell burgers, make a good burger. Don't artificially prop it up and then say, oh, I bought $5 billion of my own stock back. We had a loss this year, so we need a fucking refund. And then we need 10 years to get back. What the fuck racket is that? You want to be pissed off of something, go be pissed off of that. You want to be pissed off of something, where are the billions and billions of dollars that are lost, completely lost, that we paid the Pentagon? They're lost. They're complete. There's billions. I think it was trillions. I'm not sure. Look it up. They're missing. How the fuck does that amount of money that goes missing? Oh, we lost it. Well, we can't account. Oh, we can't audit it. They're the people who keep us safe by stealing from us. Get the fuck out of here. You want to go after someone? Go after churches. They don't pay a red cent in taxes. Nothing. They don't pay anything in taxes. They don't pay property taxes, then they all have fucking hospitals. You know, Advent Health has a hospital. They look up how much Advent Health makes. Go ahead and see how much their CEO makes. Go ahead and how much revenue. Find out how much revenue. Shit. Go ahead. When next time you feel bad, go to the emergency room if you dare. They'll charge you for a little saline solution IV, a little script for antibiotics, some shit, and you don't even see a doctor. You see a physician assistant. You know, you spend there. You know, you got to wait a few hours to get in there, and next thing you know, for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, they'll charge you $6,000. You know how much that big bag of saline cost them? 99 cents. They sell it to you for $1,000, and then they don't pay taxes on it. Nothing, because they're doing the work of the Lord or whatever their imaginary friend that gives them tax breaks. You know, so all of a sudden, why do I have to finance that stupidity? Why do I have to finance that crap? You know, I don't. But then they have so much, and then they say, you know, they can't follow their own fucking rules. I mean, I studied the Bible. I read the whole thing, studied it. I'm sorry, but there's a part there that's very prominent, and it says, you know, pay Caesar that which belongs to Caesar. Pay your taxes. Because the apostles asked and say, hey, what about taxes? I mean, you got to pay the man. You know? But they can't follow that one. You know? So, you know, I mean, they to the tune of $71 billion. And that was like 6-7 years ago, that estimate. And that's a rough estimate. Because every time and then people say, oh, well, you know, the members pay taxes. Okay, so I pay taxes. So using that reasoning, if I go and pay taxes, when I go buy something from the store, from Walmart, let's say, one of the richest families in the United States, then Walmart doesn't have to pay taxes? Because I buy at Walmart? Is that how it works? Get the fuck out of here, you know? So, you know, if you really want to see why, you know, the reason behind this, and I hear people, they're workers, they're friends of mine, there's workers like me, I'm a mechanic, and they say, well, that's too much money. It's like, really, dude? I mean, really? Is that what you think? You think $120 a day in today's economy, you know, it's too much money? Is that what you're saying? Because that's ridiculous. That's your argument. It's like, I don't know what you do with $120 a day. You know, you live in your car. So, you know, we need to come down, come to reality and understand that shit money, you know, $20, $120 a day was shit money 10 years ago. It was shit money 5 years ago. And it sure enough is shit money today, you know. But they got you convinced that the people making $20 an hour, no, man, you know. It just doesn't make any sense. In the real world, $120 a day is shit. $120 take home a day is shit. Oh, go get some more money from somewhere else. You know, get another job. Join the labor market for something else. You know, and people say, well, nurses are making $27. And that's a kicker. This the Advent Health and the Baptist Health and the Catholic owned fucking and their fucking nurses. I agree. Well, the guy flipping a burger shouldn't make close to what a nurse makes. Absolutely, I agree with that. A nurse should be making way the fuck more money. So, you know, I mean, please give me a break with this bullshit about $20 an hour, you know. Just stop. You know, $20 an hour ain't shit, man. It ain't shit. It really isn't, you know. So, hey, but you want to stay on that bandwagon, go ahead. But if you really, really, really want to talk about what's wrong with this picture, it ain't the guy flipping your burger, man. All right, so check that out.